Recently I was talking to someone who was deriding those who fall into political conspiracy theories, and then they promptly told me how Jesus didn't really exist and the whole Christianity thing was a complete fraud. They couldn't see the discrepancy between what they were saying because what they had just said was a religious conspiracy theory. Hi, I'm Warren, the rector here at St Columba's. Glad you could join me for my message of the day. It's a feature of contemporary Western religious outlook that for many people they have a native allergy to anything with historical pedigree, like Christianity, for instance, and then people can then easily fall into believing all kinds of conspiracy theories about Christianity. You know, every 5 to 10 years we have to bear some spurious claim or minor archaeological find picked up by the media. They trot out an expert who tells us it shows that Christianity was a great fraud or charade or something. You know, the usual, Jesus didn't exist, or if he did exist, and if he did actually say anything sensible, then he must have gone to India to find that, came back, but he didn't really die, and therefore he didn't really rise from the dead, and actually he ran off with Mary Magdalene. They had children somewhere or other. Or another favourite is that the pure Jesus was distorted by his first disciples. You know, they might pick on Paul, for instance, or they might say things like, Jesus preached the kingdom and out popped the church, and the disciples made the church instead. Or they might make it something like Jesus was about spirituality and the disciples made it into a religion of control. Or it might be something about the purity of the discipleship of equals, and that was distorted by the men. It just goes on and on. Or another one is that the Gnostics were actually just as legitimate claim to be Christian as the church, what we can understand to be the church, but the church, grubby little politicians that they were, pushed the Gnostics out and called them heretics. And then, of course, what goes with all of this is that we had to wait 2,000 years for these people to pop up and be able to show us what the distortions were, because up until then everyone had had the wall pulled over their eyes. Talk about a conspiracy theory. Other than the lack of evidence for these conspiracy theories and the irrationality of them, like any conspiracy theory, there's a problem, and that is that I think that people believe these conspiracy theories because they already want to tame and domesticate Christianity, and so they want to believe these strange claims. Now, I'm not suggesting that there haven't been distortions, that there haven't been errors, that you only have to read the history of the church to see that. But the alternatives are not the conspiracy theories or else purity. It's a lot more human than that. It's a lot more usual, normal, historical, and it's all open for, you can read about it. There's no secrets here. If you want to read the New Testament in its original language, you know, we teach it. The church teaches it. You can go to St Barnabas College and learn it. You can read the history. You can find out about the academic work. You can join a church that is in the great living stream of Christianity, that through all of the ups and downs of Christian history still is in that living stream that is connected to Jesus, to the risen Christ who taught his disciples. Very human people who just, you know, throughout history have worked it. It's not necessarily pretty all the time, but it's not. You don't need to have some great conspiracy theory to somehow try and undermine faith. I suppose people would just not believe if they want, which is fine. But if you feel like there's more going on and you want to connect to a deep tradition that will connect you to what is more going on, right back to Jesus, a traditional church is the place to come. Thank you.